You. Peace and blessings. This is Lisa Marie Goodson of the Blackberry Beauty Transformative Academy, Ancient African Wisdom for the Modern Sister. So here I am, as my husband calls it, on our road to success. I decided to go on the land today. I haven't been on the land in, you know what, y'all, honestly, I think it's been months. I'm so busy, you know, doing my best to make the money to pay for the land, that sometimes we forget to go to the land or go to that thing that is our saving grace, go to the thing that heals us, go to the thing that fortifies us, right? We forget that. It's just amazing how we get so caught up in the day-to-day that we forget that this is actually going to create the abundance. This is going to create the more money. This is going to create the prosperity. This is going to create it, you know? And it's so lush here. Like, I love nature. What I love so much about nature is you go in it and it can look one way and feel one way and appear one way, and you come back again and something else has happened. That's growth. That's the kind of growth we want to see in ourselves. I mean, let me ask you ladies, wouldn't you love to see that kind of growth in yourself? Wouldn't you like to see growth that you could actually see? Wouldn't you like to experience growth that you could actually see? But what I'm telling you is you are every day. And sometimes you're not going to directly see it in yourself, but you can see it in nature. This is why I'm so on this retreat, and I'm so on us being in nature. And I see so many of us are afraid of it. We're afraid of the bugs, and we're afraid of the land, and we're afraid of, you know, what we're going to do in showers. And we are self-sustaining. We are part of this. We are made of this. Those womb afflictions, those fibroid tumors, those yeast infections, those cysts, all those ailments, those bad relationships, those not having what you want, that all comes from being disconnected from this beauty right here, from this tranquility and this, I mean, like, I'm alive right now, just looking up at these trees, like I can't even explain it, but look at the road, honey. Look at the road to success. And so I wanted to tell you, of course, I want to let people know we have 2 women signed up for the retreat. So we have 28 spaces left. I told you I'm going to come to you as we get closer and closer to only 1 space left, because I know we are going to fill it. If you are interested, it's a retreat from June 23rd to the 25th. Of June next month. It is going to be phenomenal. All your meals are included. It's going to be raw and vegan meals, snacks all day. We're going to provide paper towels and toilet paper and hand soap and all kinds of things, and citronella candles and all kinds of lavender and other things to keep the bugs away. And we're going to, you know, do all kinds of rituals, and there are some things you're going to be required to bring, but it's things that you need for yourself, like a tent and other things. It's going to be amazing. And let me tell you what I realize it's turning into. So as many of you know, every month I do a 3-hour intensive. You'll know my 3-hour intensives. I do one every single month. Remember, one was Sell or Be Sold. The other one was the healing of the heart. The other one was moving on up. Remember, well, this month for May, it's actually this Sunday, which I know is Memorial Day weekend, but it's this Sunday from 2 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is May 28th, is going to be the next intensive. And guess what it's called? It's called Return of the Sacred Womb. Return of the Sacred Womb, how to clean the womb, and colon for ultimate beauty. The reason why I have to read it and write it down is because Spirit gave it to me. I got up at 4 in the morning, y'all, with my mind set on Spirit, and Spirit said, it's got to be the return of the sacred woman, how to clean the womb and colon for ultimate beauty. And health and healing is what I said, because beauty is it really is an inner job. And I was thinking about it today. I was thinking about how I was saying this I did a live stream today on Facebook, and I was explaining to the ladies, I said, you know, it's the return to the sacred room, return of the sacred room, because for me, I've been away from the sacred room. Let me tell you, even though I've been doing it for 17 years, even though I've been off and on the Sacred Woman Journey by Queen of Four for 17 years, you know how it is when you've done something so long, you thought the thrill starts to be gone, or you forget how important it was, or you forget all the things you did and the intensity that you used to do it and get those things done and to heal yourself. As many of you know, I started this journey because I experienced fibroid tumors. I had them all over my womb. And when I found that book, Heal Thyself by Queen Afua, and I changed to a raw, actually, I didn't even know when I found the book by Queen Afua, I had no idea I had 5 word tumors. Maybe I had it back then, I don't know. I wanted a change in my life. I was tired of having relationships that never led to deepness or marriage or longevity. I was tired of men leaving. I was tired of being sad about my father not being there. I was tired of not being healed from abandonment issues. I was tired of not making the money that I wanted to make. I was tired. I was so tired. I was so tired. And I didn't know what else to do. And I figured, let me change my life. Let me change my diet. I found Heal Thyself, changed my life. Years later, I found Sacred Woman. When I started the journey again, I didn't know I had fibroid tumors. I should have known. I was in and out of relationships. At that point, I had 2 abortions. At that point, my life was not great. I was in relationships that were not serving me, that did not deserve to be with me. I didn't understand my worth. I didn't understand who I was. And I suffered, but I found that Sacred Woman, and I started getting up every day at 4, and my life was so precise, so concise, so consistent. I was healing myself mentally, physically, spiritually, etherically. I was healing my life and the people around me. It was phenomenal. And that's when I started my website. And that's when I started the business. And that's when I knew that we could be our own surgeons, as Queen Afua would say. We can go into our own bathrooms, which are hydrotherapy room, and heal ourselves. We can go into our own kitchen healing laboratories and produce that which keeps us alive, not dead. And that was phenomenal when I realized that. That was the most amazing thing that could ever happen to me. But of course, I fell. And I'm just telling you right now, the bugs is loving me right now, so we're going to have to let them do what they do. But I fell. I felt like everybody else. I fell. I didn't know who I was. I didn't know where I was going. I forgot. I forgot. And I decided to, as you saw, I went on the raw foods for what? I went on raw foods for how long was it? 3 or 4 months, December, January, February, March, 4 months. Oh, I went off the raw foods for 4 months. Do you know I realized that this month, May 4th, I'm almost sure, May 4th made 8 years raw. With the exception of the 4 months, I've been 8 years raw. Do you know that? I mean, that's a pretty deep thing. You know, and I realized that, you know, I thought that I could be, I thought, oh, I don't want to be a healer anymore. I want to be with myself. I want to do what everybody else do. I want to be like everybody else. Remember when I said that, y'all? I want to be like everybody else. And Spirit said, but you're not. And if you want to be like everybody else, you're going to have the diseases like everybody else. You're going to have the fears like everybody else. You're going to have the worries like everybody else. You don't want to be like everybody else. You done did too much work to heal. So you don't want to be like everybody else. But I thought that I did. And so what I'm doing, my intensive that I'm doing this Sunday, the 28th, is called May 3-hour intensive. And it is called, again, which I just love this title, The Return of the Sacred Womb. It is $97, How to Clean the Womb and Colon for Ultimate Beauty. What I realize is, do you know that you can do an enema 2 to 3 times a week, depending on your situation and how beautiful that makes you? Do you know that you can do a bentonite clay mask a day? Do you know you can do castor oil packs for weeks on ends? Do you know you can take kidney liver flush, which is all stuff from the kitchen, and you can drink it for 21 days straight? Do you know that you must do all of those things simultaneously to truly heal your life and to get what you want? This ain't no baby steps. This is going all in. Do you know that? That's what I'm teaching. I'm teaching a 3-hour intensive, June 28th, Sunday, from 2 to 5 p.m. It'll be live Facebook. It is $97, but I'm doing something that I haven't done all year with this one, because I know how serious it is. You're going to get something you've never gotten before with my intensives, at least this year, since I've started them for 3 hours. And I told my live stream folks, and they already, it's $97. For this $97, since we are talking about returning of the womb, look, I gave them an analogy. I said, you know how when you grow your hair out and it's all long and you grow it big and natural, and then you kind of neglect it, you stop really washing it, your wash days become too long, you don't want to do it, you don't want to pay all the money for all the products that you got to buy, and you neglect it, and it starts to wane, it starts to fall out, it starts to thin out, it starts to not look as good as it did when you first started. And then you go back and you cut it again. and you got the big chop. And you realize that it's your scalp. It's that my hair this short makes me realize that it's my scalp that needs the attention. It's the root, not the strands, that needed the attention. And you start taking care of your scalp. And you start taking care of your head. And you start taking care of that which you know is connected to the Creator. You understand that it is where, this is your seventh chakra. This is where good things enter into your scalp and things come out of it. And if this is not cleared, if this is not healed, then you're not going to be clear and healed. So you go back and you realize that the big chop was wonderful, and you start feeling your hair more, and you start getting in touch with the root of who you are and what you are. This root represents this root here. So even though you started off right, you were intense. You were doing your washes once a week. You was doing your conditioners. You was doing your pre-poos. You was doing what you was supposed to do. You was looking and feeling the way, and then you fell off because it got too everyday and mundane. But it got hard because you forgot, because you got busy with life. And I know that this intensive that I'm doing is falling on a Memorial Day weekend, which some say is the start, the official start of the summer. And the way I look at it is the start to partying. Summertime is one of the most times that you would want to be in some type of group doing some healing work, because this is the time that most of us will go astray. This is the time where we get buck wild. This is the time where we start drinking or smoking or hanging out or going to barbecues or doing bad or picking up some man for the summer. We start getting ourselves a summer boo. This is the time when we destroy our wombs for some 5 minutes of pleasure, 5 minutes of fun. We cannot do it. We start talking about, girl, I met him on the subway station, girl. He said he liked my jeans. No, we got to stop it. We cannot do that. And so what I'm going to do is, now $97 for this Sunday intensive is 3 hours. But then I create a group around these intensives, but usually I'm not in the group anymore. I let the group be supported by you all sisters supporting each other. This one intensive for the entire year, I'm going to stay with you for 21 days. I'm going to give you a healing regimen of what to eat, of what to take your bath, how to take your baths, the animals we're going to do each week, for 21 days. We're going to talk about the foods. We're going to have specific foods. We're going to have affirmations. We're going to talk about ancient oil pulling. Basically, I'm going to give you my routine, and I'm going to stay with you for 21 days. So day 1 is the 3-day intensive. You'll be in a group with everybody else. Day 2 is day number 2 until we get to day 21. So the first 3 hours is, I'm going to show you the recipes, the remedies. We're going to give you the schedule, how it's going to work. We're going to support each other. That's the first 3 hours. Every day after that, I come back into the group every single day for the next 20 days, making 21 days. By the time we are finished, we will be sacred woman. If you are struggling with the Queen of Fool book, Sacred Woman, if you are a sacred woman, but you haven't been very sacred lately, if you've lost contact with your sacred sisters, this intensive is really for you. So what I'm hoping is by the time we finish the 21 days, we'll almost be at the time of the retreat. And we can use the retreat as a way for a ceremony. We're going to be doing ceremonies anyway. Let's graduate those 21 women. Maybe you will be the 21 women that join the $97 so that you can then be ready for the retreat. And even if you're not in the $97 intensive for 3 hours, you don't need to be. The retreat is healing in itself. The retreat is for you wherever you are. I really want you to be there. So again, let me say this to you. $97 for a 3-hour intensive. That's how it is every month. You'll saw January, February, March, April. But May, I'm doing a return of the sacred womb. So therefore, just 3 hours is to start. I come back 20 days with you, and I'm telling you, we're working together. We're staying on track. We're supporting each other. We're doing the work. It's specific. It's a program. It's the sacred woman through my eyes for 17 years, through my successes for 17 years. I was doing for weeks, I've been doing my enemas, and I noticed that right here, there's a mass, or there's some type of blockage. There's mucus, if you will. There's a bump, or just a mass of something. And I know that means that I'm not doing something. I know that means that something is missing, that something has not been letting go, and I'm wanting to heal myself. I don't need to go to the doctor to find out. I know I've healed myself before. I'm going to do it again. And even though it doesn't seem like it's bothering me or hurts or anything, it's there. When I feel here, we're going to talk about how to feel and self-diagnose diagnose yourself and your womb for healing. We're going to talk about that. So if you're interested, you can go to the site. It starts this Sunday, Sunday, June 28th from 2 to 5 p.m. I will give you all the recipes, what we're going to do. I'll come back with you for 20 days and we'll continue the process, and it's going to be absolutely beautiful. So right now, one of the recipes I'm going to give you is a scalp recipe. It's a banana, avocado, olive, coconut oil, and something else. And I know right now, like I'm laughing because I said these bugs are loving, absolutely loving my hair because it has beautiful food in it. When we do the retreat, I'm gonna ask the ladies, make sure you bring head coverings or hats or something so that the bugs will not be so attracted to you. We're also gonna put fragrances on us that's gonna keep them away. So it's gonna be a beautiful thing. But you know what? You are the goddess. You take dominion over this earth. You take dominion over every crawling thing, every flying thing. You speak your word and ask them to cease, to step away so that you can do the work that you're doing. That's the power of a sacred womb. That's the power of the sacred woman. So anyway, if you want to join us on the website, I'm going to change. I think I put the date I put was June 27th, Sunday, but it's actually Sunday is actually June 28th. So we're going to do, it's called the Return of the Sacred Womb. You'll see it listed as the May 3rd 3-hour intensive, or May 3-hour intensive. It's called the Return of the Sacred Womb. You know, healing your colon and your womb for beauty, health, and healing. It's $97. We don't have much time. Today is Monday. So if you're interested, go to the website. Remember, this is the only one where you're not getting 3 hours. You're getting 21 days with me virtually. And every day I'll do a live stream and we'll talk about where we are and we'll get the support. And we're going to actually make it through. We're going to have each day where we're doing something. We're getting up at 4 every day, or we're going to work it in your schedule and work it out for you. But we're all getting up every day. And we're talking to spirit every day. So if you're interested, you can go to my website. It's in the description box, www.theblackberrybeauty.com. And I want to thank you all so much. This is Lisa Marie Goodson of the Blackberry Beauty Transformative Academy. Ancient African wisdom for the modern sister. Peace and blessings.